Hi there. I was reading this really nice little fascinating book about manifesting called Creating Your Desires by Genevieve Behrend. She studied with the very famous Thomas Troward, who was an Englishman who wrote the Edinburgh Papers, the Dorey Papers. He was a metaphysical master who wrote some fascinating things. And this book, she was the only person who actually studied with him one-on-one, and she manifested it. She really wanted to figure out how to find her inner power. That's what we're all here for, waking up. And so she manifested enough money to go stay near him in England and be his student for a period of time. And he empowered her. She went back to the United States. She was actually born in France, but she went to the United States and started a metaphysical school and wrote books. So it's a really fascinating little book. One of the things that I really liked that he told her was, you create the nucleus, which attracts to itself its own correspondence. That's what inner power is all about. You need to understand how to go within, close the door to your five senses, go into your subjective consciousness and create the center it's the center of your universe, the God within you. You are a co-creator. When you get clear that you have the power within you to manifest better health, more abundance, whatever your desires are, they will manifest in the outer world. It's not the other way around. Unfortunately, we get very hypnotized after we're born to believe that the three-dimensional world of limitation is it. It's not. We are infinite beings. And, Genevieve, she studied with Mary Baker Eddy. And I'll tell you, this little book that she wrote is very, very aligned with what Mary Baker Eddy came up with too. If you're a mystic, you're all going to come up with the same universal truth, because truth is truth, right? But you'll reach a crossroad, just like we all do, where you'll have to make a choice. Are you going to be a radical thinker? Are you going to go along with the masses and just go with the flow the way everyone else is doing? I took a stand in my 20s when a doctor said, surgery or death. I said, no way, I am taking a stand. And you know what? If you take that leap into the unknown, the spiritual dimension, which is actually more real than the material world, you will get results. So when you're reaching this crossroad in your life right now, and I know many of you will, because you may begin to feel sick, you may start to get distraught over things that are going on, and you'll have an opportunity to make that choice. Am I going radical spiritual or material? If you choose the spiritual, it'll put you on that path that you'll never get off of, because it's natural to continue on the spiritual path once you have that aha moment and it wakes you up to the realization that it's not just all about your five senses. Those are tools that you're using while you're here, but your spiritual sense, your connection to God and higher truths is much more valuable, important. Now, another interesting thing about Thomas Troward, he explained to Genevieve that he had studied many, many mystical things. He lived in Punjab, India for many years as a judge. He grew up in England, and he had a natural bent for metaphysics because he wrote a paper when he was in school, and his professor said that it was quite brilliant, and he would probably be hearing about him later on in his life if he kept it up. And he did. I mean, he became, famous in metaphysical circles. But, he said he studied, all sorts of metaphysical things. But the one thing that he felt was the most absolute truth and will take you to inner peace, sovereignty, the teachings of Jesus. And, that's what I've discovered. It was when I turned to the teachings of Jesus in the Bible that everything started to shift, get better. I knew that I had found a way to solve problems that I had never had before, because Jesus was telling us the truth, and he tried to get through to everyone. I mean, that's why his message has lasted for over 2,000 years. It never goes out of style because it is the truth. And once you know the truth will set you free.